What's up, everyone? How's it going? It's Sabai, and we are getting so excited for Hearthstone Battlegrounds Buddies coming out on Tuesday. I was going to do a full review of the heroes and the buddies and kind of do that whole comprehensive thing, and then I realized two things. One, it's going to be a very, very long video. Two, I think I want to break it up into different reasons and different themes, and you'll see what I mean by that. This first video is going to be specifically about sleeper buddies. Now, these are buddies that I think are actually like really surprisingly good. There will be another video about the buddies which are just broken, but this video specifically is about the sleepers, the one where this is a pretty conditional kind of thing. It's not a meme. There's going to be another video about that one. It's not a meme, but it is like, wow, I didn't even think about that. This buddy's actually so good. Or maybe you did think about it because you're just 5-head and super smart. And now we can share this information with the world, okay? So the first one that I wanted to talk about is one that I blew my mind when I realized it, which is Lich Bozhiel. Lich Bozhiel's buddy is called the Unearthed Underling. Now, we all know that we take damage from our hero power when we play Lich, and the Unearthed Underling, whenever your hero would take damage, instead, this buddy gains +2/+2. I have one word for you. Actually, I have two words for you. Wrathweaver. Say you're playing demons, you have Wrathweaver. Who even needs Catherine Atir anymore? The thing that makes this the best, right? Some people are calling it like Floating Watcher 2.0, which is like a factual statement because Floating Watcher technically only gained when your hero took damage. So this time, this buddy says, hey, don't worry about it. Don't take any damage. I'm just going to get stronger. So I generally had like this rule of thumb, right? Where whenever I play Lich, I'm like, okay, when I hit this health total, I'm going to stop pushing that button because then we're getting into dangerous territory. Now we don't really have to worry about that anymore. This is a tier 3 minion. So you're looking at approximately turn 6, which you hit the button 6 times, you take 12 damage. Not amazing. However, that's technically not too bad. I know the armor system is deactivated at this point, so it is going to be approximately like high 20s health, right? Rule number 1 for Sway, you only need 1 health to win the game. After you take that 12 damage, and this is not including any damage you may take from Wrathweaver, so maybe if you decide to play a Wrathweaver build, which I think honestly I would like to do with this buddy, then you're probably looking at approximately half health at this point. But I imagine this scaling so quickly if you're running a Wrathweaver build. Now, if you're not, if demons are out and you're not really doing damage to your face aside from your hero power, you know, you're getting +2/+2 a turn. Scaling's a little bit slow compared to everything else. But we're just going to get hyped on the fact that demons sometimes are in the game. And when they are, you just play Wrathweaver and you have just this monstrous tank of a minion on your board. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have Queen Wag Toggle. I talked about this on stream when we discussed the buddies on Patch Notes Day. But Queen Wag Toggle's buddy is basically every time you play a minion of a type that you don't control, it activates your hero power. So it's like passive scaling almost. It's almost like an Agam situation where like you gem the Agam and everything gets +1. It's very similar to that, but you just cycle. So if you have one minion type that is not represented on your board, you can just cycle that minion type. Like, that's so good. You have to purposefully leave it off your board. You have to be very conscious of this fact. And if it's a token or if it's a minion type that contains a token, it would be a little bit better. For instance, like Elemental is probably the best case scenario with all of the different elementals you could possibly cycle. However, it would be nice to scale a Cyclone. So maybe instead you cycle Quillbore and your beast is an Agamagon, which is the beast that makes blood gems more valuable, and you're just cycling Quillbore over and over and over again. Yeah, I think this is a sleeper. I think this is going to actually be so good. Not to mention the golden version does fire off your hero power twice. Queen Wag Toggle, I got my eye on you. I think this is going to be really, really good. The next one I wanted to talk about was Nosdormus buddy, Chromie. Now, how many times are you playing a Major Domo build and you're like, wow, I am a 1-unit Andy. All of my units are bad except for the one in the front. Well, with Chromie, now let me give you a scenario here. On your board, 3 of your spots are taken. A Chromie, a Recycling Wraith, and a Domo. And potentially like a Master of Realities if you want to get real spicy about it. So 4 spots are taken, and then you have your lead minion that you're buffing all the time. That leaves 2 cycle spots. So you just keep cycling elementals and you get a bunch of free rolls. Every single time the tavern is refreshed, the tavern gets +2/+2. Then eventually you find more Recycling Wraiths and you can triple it, and it's just going to be a massive recycling wraith because you used all of those free rolls. I'm getting excited. I'm getting like overexcited about this one, but I think it's a sleeper. I know it's a very specific build, but I not even just a Domo build, right? Anything with a recycling wraith with Chromie and Nosdormu, like you already get the one free roll. Amazing. And it's all minions of all minion types. It feels a little risky because you're like, oh, here's a pretty good minion. I have 4 gold left. Here's a pretty good minion, but I could get a slightly larger one that maybe is even better. And you roll and it's not better. So, but it has more stats, but it's not better. So it feels a little bit like a risky little trade-off, and it might be a little bit of bait. But I'm going to take this bait at least twice and see if my method and my theory is correct. Okay, maybe more than twice. Let's try like 3 times. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll give up on it, probably. Moving right along here, we are on Eudora. Okay, her minion name is Dagwick Sticky Toe. First of all, that's just fun to say. Second of all, he gives a random golden minion +5/+5. Not to mention he's also a pirate. Okay, let me paint you a picture. So right now you are hero powering on turn 1 most of the time, trying to triple into a 4 because 4s are so powerful. However, pirates are in this game, and you're hero powering where you start hero powering on turn 2 to triple into a 5-drop. Now this 5-drop comes up and it's Tony. Tony Golden's pirates. Dagwick is a pirate. So you use Tony to Golden Dagwick. That does allow you to get 2 more without having to triple because you already have a tripled one on your board. You see where I'm going with this? So then you still have that Tony. He's still crushing it. He's doing a great job. You triple your other 2 Dagwicks. You're getting +15 a turn, and then just put in some gold grubbers in there that Tony also does his thing with. Like the amount of scaling, just like golden grubbers, golden Dagwicks, Tony, like just taking the wheel here. Is this a meme build? Maybe. Does it sound fun? Yes. Does it sound strong? Yes. I am absolutely going to try this. You know what? Actually, I take it back. It doesn't sound like a meme build. And that is specifically because I know what I'm going to be covering in the meme build video. And those are a little bit more outrageous. And the last sleeper buddy, the last really good, surprisingly quietly good buddy, sleeper buddy, is Chen Valla's Snow Elemental. Tier 2, so pretty early. And Bob always offers a frozen elemental when the tavern's refreshed. Oh, okay. Let me just begin with, how many of you, raise your hand, if you have played a Chen Valla game and haven't seen an elemental for like a hot second, because I will raise both of my hands because that has happened so often for me. And I'm sure so many for you as well. You don't technically have to force elementals with Chen Valla. However, you do kind of need to play some if you want to get any value out of your hero power. Otherwise, it's just like, I'm playing a game of Battlegrounds without a hero power, which is also fine, but always better when you have a hero power to use, right? So the reason why I think this is like disgustingly good is because you definitely are guaranteed an elemental every refresh. Not to mention, this is an elemental itself, so it will fit into your elemental comp. Guaranteed an elemental every single roll. Not only with elementals, actually. I know all of you have been trying to play a comp and you're not finding the minions that you need to find. Not even the specific minion, but a minion type. You're like, hey, I'm playing Murlocs. Who took all the Murlocs? You know? So having that guarantee that you are going to have an elemental there is amazing. Sure, it may not be the best elemental, but not only does it progress your hero power, which maybe by that time you're like, I don't really care, but it also can give you potentially really good minions. I don't know. I just have a really good feeling about Chen Valla. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is the tripled version offers 2, which could lead to a little bit of shop crowding. You know, like, especially if you use like a stasis with a brand, you're like, I'm never going to get full value out of this. So it could lead to some shop crowding, but I have really high hopes actually for Chen Valla. And those were my speculated sleeper buddies coming out on Tuesday. You better believe I am absolutely going to be trying to play all of those things. Stay tuned for the next video on the most broken looking buddies. They look phenomenal. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you think about my sleeper buddies, and make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, everyone. Bye.